Very rarely, when I reach Japanese mythology, we've made it almost all the way to the end, do I feel like this lack of direction. Amaterasu, you can just go in a million different ways, and it's hard to really know what you're really supposed to do with it. I'm looking at the deck, and the big change that I want to make is for a while I was in love with Itsukushima. Then I thought it was okay. Now I'm thinking of getting rid of it. The main thinking of this is if you put Itsukushima on the board, it's a physical, you know, entity that can be interacted with. It can be destroyed. So while it's in your hand, you get one devotion generation a turn. And your opponent really can't mess with that outside, like a Ninkyo. But Ninkyo is just like that. That's the only card in the game that can really do that. And it's just completely random. It's not really anything you have actual control over. If you put it on the board, it generates 3 devotion a turn. The only issue is that that's only 2 devotion more than it would be generating in your hand, and now it's vulnerable. Like, it can actually be removed from the board. Things in your hand just cannot be it's just devotion generation. You understand what I'm saying? So I kept going oh my god, it's Tsukushima, it fits so neatly. We've got 5 left over. It goes really well into here. But I think that's a mistake. I kind of had this impression of Amaterasu, and I've had it for ages, that Amaterasu is kind of like a late game goddess. And for a while my view changed, and that's why I built the deck originally, was you know, Rayson is definitely Amaterasu's really, really strong. We actually think it's too strong. And all this other stuff, and there's footage of people playing Amaterasu, and I had my initial impression, but other people were playing it a different way, and somehow I got fooled into playing it their way. But after all this time, I'm kind of back to my way, which is Amaterasu likes cards that do a lot of things. It has absolutely no respect for cards that do nothing. So, stuff like this Minotaur, right? It's useless to Amaterasu. You already, as a card goes, you already get 1 devotion generation if it's in your hand. So putting it down on the board only gives you 2 devotion generation. That's just not significant. That's not significant when it's invulnerable devotion generation in your hand, but now you've put it on the board, you can actually lose that devotion generation, and it's kind of not worth it. It's just not a thing that Amaterasu is interested in. It's interested in things that do a lot of things, like Seaquake. More than most things, Amaterasu is kind of fine with not really developing that much of a board at the start of a game. Just building up, putting down the things it's comfortable building up. But if it decides, it needs to wait a turn, Amaterasu seems to be one of the few goddesses that can genuinely just wait a turn and not do anything, and it's still kind of okay doing that. So what's the consideration? If you're going to do that, well, this is what I mean about aimless. There are so many different things that I could do. I now think that these are a mistake. Itsukushima is a mistake. Something that only generates 3 is a small ball card, I suppose you could say. And Amaterasu is a big ball type goddess. She likes big things that do a lot of things. She wants the most value per card. Her card slots are very valuable. She doesn't want to use them. So if you do use them, it has to be for an amazing reason. There are a number of things. I could simply put in a 3rd Seaquake, Soul Extraction, Time Reflow, Armageddon, just extra, of the things that you need, because we do need to draw these all the time. It's actually pretty critical that we draw these, but there is a second consideration. I've been a fan of these since Hades, Flow of the Nile, Path of the Ancient, Rise of the Pharaoh. I've been a fan of these since Hades. I thought they were useless in Amaterasu because you pay 16 to get 20, but you've lost the card. And if you just keep the card in your hand for 4 turns, you make that profit. Yeah? Like, if this was just a blank card, then after holding it in your hand for 4 turns, Amaterasu's made 4 devotion. So I thought this card was useless, but I actually think I'm wrong, and it's the opposite. This is a card that you can hold in your hand, and it is just there to just get you over the bump. I mean, that's what the card is anyway, right? It's just to like get you to the next level. If you've got 16 but you need 20 for a Seaquake, Rise of the Pharaoh just gives you that bit extra. You know, like Armageddon too. It just gives you that bit extra. But I don't want to clog up my hands with these. Like, they're useless. They're only good in enabling other cards. Yeah. So I was thinking 4, but I think if you go 2 copies of Rise of the Pharaoh, and then you just help her find the things that she needs, like you could put in time reflows, soul extraction. Those are fine, but also like an extra copy of Seaquake. And this sounds crazy, but like possibly an extra copy of Armageddon. But eventually, I think it's Seaquake, and then Izumo Taisha. It's so weird. There are so many different ways you can go. The reason that Izumo Taisha is really good for having multiples of is because you cycle with it. You can have 4 copies of Izumo Taisha, and most of the time that's fine because you put down an Izumo Taisha, and if you don't need any more copies, you can just discard them. So even though you've got 4 copies of Taisha, that's not a problem. We don't actually have 4 copies of Taisha, of course. I'm just saying this will help us with our cycle, and that is important. Um, Everflowing Chalice I'm keeping, but I'm like a bit, like we still have like Ningyo, Fujin, and Taisho itself. So that's 11 of our 40 cards. So over 25% of our deck is Japanese permanents. Um, so Everflowing Chalice, maybe we get value out of this. I'm not like 100% sure. But I think simply putting in like another Seaquake, you know, even another Armageddon, I was considering. But I think for now, we just put in the Seaquake. Oh, I'm trying to find it. Oh, but like I said, I there are so many different ways. I'm not sure what the best way is. I'm not sure. We've made it like through 3 mythologies. We're in the final mythology, and I just look at the deck and I'm like, I cannot work out what like the optimal thing we're supposed to do. It's hard to like really work out the value of cards. There are still cards like Rise of the Pharaoh that I think I was wrong about all along. So we're trying it, but the fact we're trying it, this is this is possibly like the most unsure I've been about Japanese mythology in an insane mode run. Amaterasu can just do so much. This feels weird, honestly. It does feel weird. I mean, even like if you got more Seaquakes, you need less Loki's tricks, right? But Loki's trick is actually synergistic with Seaquake. The copies of Armageddon, we've got a single, like, by doing this, we've given ourselves a little bit more speed. You barely use Rise with the Pharaoh, right? I'm not intending to actually use this card. Most of the time it just sits there and generates devotion for you. But just occasionally, if it's just that thing that you just need to pay for, your Seaquake or your Armageddon, Rise of the Pharaoh can literally like save your life. Like it can win you a match. It's a big deal. Oh, we're gonna try this. It is strange. We've taken out our lower ends, but that feels right. Like this was my initial opinion of Amaterasu in the first place. Was she has to play like big ball cards. She doesn't play small ball. She goes big. There's no point having like all these little mini cards that do like little things. Amaterasu's not interested. She benefits just from having it in the hand. So there's just no point having things that are easy to play but don't do a lot. I'm not sure if we're theoretically we're kind of strong into Izanami because the permanents that we put down are high value, so she's not going to have a lot of like sacrifice targets. Yeah, we've got our Seaquake already. And now we've got the Earthquake as well. Yeah. Taisha is a consideration here, sure. In fact, it's, yeah, like, there we go. So we start cycling from here. Yeah, already, like, we've got a Taisha in hand that we can just get rid of if we want. As it is, we can just throw the mummy. It's not a big deal. Is there any point even playing the mummy though? Like, aren't we going to Seaquake at least this board? Probably. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think we just save this, don't we? We could die super easily here. Like, probably Seaquake would make sense, right? Seaquake Mummy would make a lot of sense. But we're not under any threat. I don't feel... What would it take? 4 times 9? 18... 36... Nah, such a small board. It's not worth it. Draw a card. That's not doing anything for you, is it? You haven't achieved anything. I can't do everything. This is kind of what I mean though. Like, I could put down Izumo Fujin, can't I? That costs 19. So Rise of the Pharaoh here would allow us to put down Fujin Izumo. So it just gives us like this little bonus, and now we can do it. Instead of just putting down Fujin or just putting down Taisho, now we can put down both. Oh crap. Well, we walked into that. That was our own fault. I don't know, we kind of want them to do something before we commit, right? Are we just going to make value from them doing that? Because that's a win for us. Yeah, there's no need to extract if they're going to do that. This is kind of ridiculous, isn't it? Oh, nice. If we throw the mummy down, but it's just pointless, isn't it? We're going to win this match just because Izanami doesn't know what to do about this. Like, we're just not giving her things to eliminate. She keeps doing like stupid plays because that's all she can do. Because that's all she can do, even. See, now we're talking. What are you producing? 6, 3, 3, 12. So you could beat a Fujin out, but not a Ninkyo. There you go. If we Fujin Chalice, that will increase our chance, but we won't be able to attack if we do that. Like, I know what I'm looking for. I'm looking for, yeah, she's only a 20. But we probably want to... Oh, I got distracted there. Oh, it's the end of the day. I'm tired. I'm very, very tired. I know what I'm looking for. Obviously, I'm looking for, like, a combination of just soul extraction to keep her low. Combined with a finisher. But it didn't matter anyway, like... Here's an army deck can be very weird. That was kind of like a stupid way to win. But at the same time, there wasn't really anything she could do. Like, maybe a combination of monuments and units. Stop sacrificing your Raijins, for goodness sake. Although Raijins don't actually produce that much devotion, you know. They're expensive because they can destroy a unit. They're not actually good units in themselves. The body's quite poor. I'm going to assume that Tsukuyomi can, like, run us over, though, before we can do anything. Oh, Yuki. That's definitely one of the issues with Tsukiyomi is she can develop a massive hand because everything is so cheap to her. Soul extraction would certainly be weird. I say weird, I don't mean weird. You kind of want to play Fujin, but like maybe over here. Kind of, you're asking for it to get eliminated if you do this, though. I think. Yeah, maybe that's a mistake. I don't know about that Fujin. It was like we could have a much stronger situation by simply ignoring it. I assume Susanoo then goes to attack Fujin next turn. Could be. Oh. I mean, we can always pull Soul Extraction out later. That's a lot of Yuki, isn't it? Armageddon definitely seems like the answer here. Yeah, that makes no difference to us. Oh, bang on. I'm so good at this game. Yeah. See, this is like, now that we're playing Amaterasu this way, everything looks so different. Like, look at this hand. I don't know how much we generate, but we generate more than Tsukiyomi does. It's still hard to calculate because Tsukiyomi gets discounts on everything. Like, she paid, what, like, I don't know if, like, the minimum cost is 1 or 0. I've heard that the minimum cost for a card is 1. 10. So I've got 10 cards in hand. And no desire to use any of them. Ninkyo is the only thing that I'd really want to use. We don't even want to use Taisho now. Taisho, like, we've already got what we need, so it's pointless. Oh, soul extraction. We'd consider a soul extraction. Nah. Tsukiyomi doesn't tend to have, like, much devotion left. Yeah, it's enough. You can't really stop it. I'm trying to Ninkyo because there are valuable miracles in her hand that, yeah, like soul extraction, but just in general, like Tsukiyomi has very valuable miracles in her hand, and being able to throw them into the graveyard so you can't actually use them is pretty incredible. Can we actually kill this Yuki? Don't think we can we? Was it 16? Wait, 4, 8, 16. It's very expensive though. But then again, I mean, we're winning, aren't we? Just because the longer this little stalemate goes on for. We've even got the earthquake. Oh my goodness. Yep. We're probably just going to do that over and over now. Like, I do not want her to get any soul. We've got our foot on her neck and we're just trying to like go for the jugular now. Susanoo wasn't it though, unfortunately for us. Well, so far Amaterasu doesn't seem to be struggling in Japanese mythology. Kind of ironically, since it is in fact, you know, her mythology. But we've had 2 matches where they just don't seem to know what to do with us. They don't seem to know how to play against us. You know, when we're just throwing mummies down, what is Izanami really supposed to do? Like, how do you get value out of Izanami's abilities? There's nothing there, you know, like, eventually you put down, like, Ningyos and that. But they're still, like, difficult trades to make, I think. It means a large part of Izanami's deck just cannot benefit from their ability. Yeah, Solar Extraction's even more valuable in Izanami than it is on anyone else, because that is literally like is representing a card burnt. It's kind of a shame that we can't Ningyo, but you know, you take what you can get. Okay, Toyotame might destroy this Taishu in a turn or two. Wow. Yeah, see, I can just get rid of the Taisha. So having multiple copies of Taisha is so rarely an issue. And of course I can get rid of the mummy eventually. That is also good. Yeah, there's just nothing to do here. I'm kind of like, yeah, whatever. Earthquake. Wait, I mean, this is generating 9, isn't it? So in that respect, it's profitable, but it's not really that great. Unless this is a soul extraction, we're killing it. So we're probably looking for Armageddon, and we're just going to make things miserable until we get to that point. What a pointless card. Earthquake is also fine. Like, the Toyotami is going to die, so she's only got an Uzume on the field right now. And our Taisha kind of did its job. If worse comes to worse, we can essentially just do this all over again. Like, it's not a problem for us, I don't think. We don't even want to play mummies from our hand, do we? It's just for Taisha. Is that all our mummies? Then this is all we're interested in. So close. Fujin? Nope. Oh, this is ironic. Yeah, it's keeping the card. But by keeping the card, you are opening yourself up to Ningyo. Don't know why that was so hard to say. 6, 12, 18. You need 18. So you could take out the Ningyo if it's over there. There you go. Nice. This as well. And again. That sucks. What do we need? 12. Oh. Well, we can do it. Is it worth it? I suppose it kind of like opens up Fushimi. Izanagi's just struggling now. Do we Earthquake just to get rid of that? Just kind of seems childish, right? Oh, yeah, okay. 3 takes you down to 16, so that is enough to get to this Fushimi. And let's be honest here, the Fushimi is a big, like, deal breaker. Like, that is breaking their back right now. That's most their devotion generation a turn. Nope. It's honestly mad. I'm just looking at this like, surely we play Fujin, right? Fujin makes sense. Let's play this. It must make sense. So that's Izanami, Izanagi, and Tsukiyomi we've played against. And in every single match so far, we've just kind of been like, yeah, they just can't, they don't know how to deal with this. Like, this is weird, right? It's hard to handle this deck. Amaterasu is a very kind of weird goddess. It kind of makes me want to go test it in Norse mythology again. Because I was not happy with our performance in Norse mythology. And at the time, I was kind of like, I really, I said yes last time. Yeah, at the time I was kind of like, I don't know if we're just playing Amaterasu wrong. Like, the way that we perceive Amaterasu and assume she wants to play the game is just like completely, you know, completely incorrect. We're playing her differently, but we've also modified our deck and just made a few changes. Okay, if Tsukiyomi can't beat us with this deck, I don't know what to say. This is probably the best it's going to get for you. Like, we've got nothing. Yeah, and they've got a good start too. Giant's Throw, eh? That's interesting. I'm not sure I'd agree with that. Doesn't that mean we can now kill the Yuki? Either way, it's just a shield. What we need is the Fushimi. That's what we want to go for. This is weird. I don't know, like, these cards don't make a lot of sense to me. Yeah, we can just do this over and over. Tsukiyomi's not really doing anything. Buying time, I suppose. But we get stronger turn by turn as we draw cards if we don't actually do anything. Um, okay. We need to put Fujin here just in case she, like, plagues again. You know, that way we've still got, like, a body on the Fushimi and we can deal with it. Okay, yeah, rock throw. Anything like that. We'd already seen a rock throw in the graveyard. So, well played us. I don't know, it wasn't like a particularly difficult puzzle, let's be honest here. Tsukiyomi just doesn't have any way of dealing with this. It's a bit silly. And she's injured herself a few times too, with plagues and everything. Maybe Ningyo was the better option. I don't know. When you've got this much of an advantage in devotion generation. Oh, you're really trying. Weird. So it's just like a Tsukiyomi damage spam deck, I guess. Like rock throws, plagues, like nothing meaningful though. Like I do think there's probably like some sort of Tsukiyomi deck where it's very viable, built around that idea. But maybe that's just sort of like what happens when it goes wrong, because there was nothing impressive that happened there. And even if you do start using like the Artemis arrows and that, we've got 40 health units, so. Oh my goodness, that's terrible. So this is probably the worst start we've had so far in Japanese mythology. It is pretty bad. It's terrible actually. We've got none of our card draw. We haven't got a Taisho. So our cycling, our chalices, just nothing. Oh my god. I hate to say this, but I might have to soul extract. just because we're that far behind. Oh, this is going to hurt. This is really going to suck, innit? Do we need to throw down Fujin just so we can throw down Chalice? I mean, we're in trouble here. We don't have the cards we need. I think the answer is actually yes. Like, we do need... just so we can get a bit of cycling going. Because we don't have it, even now. Like, we've got none of our card draw, none of our cycling, none of our clears. We've got nothing. Is this for real? Like, is this a joke or something? 6-4 as well. Oh. Oh man. Well, it's a good test anyway. At least we can see what happens when we get screwed. Because we're definitely screwed here. This is ridiculous. I'm actually getting tilted. Six times 9, man. 54. I think we have to start Loki in here. We were slightly off actually. What we were scared of is 50. That's the amount they needed. Oh, this is stupid. Come on, don't do that. Like, well, it is a good pressure test. I mean, you can see we have the ability to stall to an absolutely incredible degree. Like, we're just hanging on forever. All we need is this Armageddon, you know? Even Seaquake would help us a lot. Okay, we've got a bit of cycling, finally. Okay, Earthquake, not it, just the Armageddon. Nope. If we Earthquake, it's not going to achieve anything. Well, that's not it. Do we go for the sun? Or do we go for the trick? We go for the sun. Because this is 2 more cards, isn't it? Oh, fuck. There's a point where this is beyond a joke. We have 14 cards in our hands. 15, 16, 17, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24. 25 cards. Okay, we did the best we could. We've gone through more than half our deck. Armageddon hasn't shown up. We couldn't find the tie show in time. Oh, for frick's sake. Nah, it's done, isn't it? Can't do anything now. Oh, that, yeah, nah. I can't. You cannot say anything about that except we got screwed. Perhaps you can say that like, maybe we should have an extra copy of Armageddon. But what are you supposed to do when you have 4 copies that can dig? You've got 3 tie shows, and it just doesn't happen. Like, do you want to switch the Seaquakes for Armageddons? You didn't see the Seaquakes or the Armageddons though. That's 5 cards that you didn't see. You kind of need a copy of this, I think. Okay, Everflowing Chalice now possibly doesn't make sense. I mean, because we took out the Itsukushimas, we have fewer cards in our deck. Maybe this isn't correct. And it feels like you need to have 1 copy of the apple, but that's kind of useless. And what we really need, are just the cards, basically. Armageddon. Soul Extraction is super useful, but we just couldn't find it. Maybe 4 copies of Taisha? Or a Renew. No, I hate Renew. That's terrible. Taisha won't save us. I don't know. I mean, we went through more than half the deck and we couldn't find what we needed. We could have, like, quite happily done with a Seaquake early, and then later we needed an Armageddon. We definitely seem capable of buying a hell of a lot of time. I don't normally like having 4 copies of Time Reflow in my deck, but maybe you do need it here. Yeah, in this deck you probably do need it. Kind of at risk. Nah, I was about to say at risk of clogging, but I mean Amaterasu, if she gets clogged, it's kind of like, well, that's just more devotion generation for me. So she probably doesn't care about clogging as much as the average goddess does. Okay, we'll do this. Sometimes you're just gonna get screwed. I don't think that was like a major indication or anything. I just think that's complete bull that sometimes it's gonna happen in a card game. Oh, where have you been all my life? We've actually now got 2 copies of Armageddon in our hand. Does that mean it's impossible for us to lose? I think so, actually. Wow, that just screwed his army, didn't it? She is not happy about that. So this is kind of a free Fujin in some respects. Like, what are they supposed to do about it? There's nothing they really can do. Yeah. Oh, it's difficult for you, isn't it? I think this is crazy, but do we just win this? Just because we can attack now? I think purely because we've just been put in an attack position. We can just do this. Yep. They are now generating more than us. Yeah, there is just nothing. See, now that was dominating. We have enough of the cards in our deck that if we don't get them, there really is kind of no way you can blame that on the deck as opposed to just bad luck, I think. I don't know, it's Amaterasu. Like, even the way we're playing is weird, right? It's just very weird. That's a shame. Right, so we're probably going to see Izanagi at their best here then. Something horrific? What have you got? What? Athena? Wow. So we need our Loki's tricks here. But not yet. What is it? 5 attacks, yeah? 5 times 5, 25. Honestly, we just want this off the board. 2, 25, swim, 29, 33. 7, 15, 19. Oh, they've got enough then. Yeah. Athena's already put us in danger here. Oh. 34 is not enough. 38. 38, yeah. I mean, if this doesn't work, then we're done anyway, so might as well do this. But we're in a terrible position here. Like, we are in massive trouble. That Athena was... Well, it was Izanagi at his best, just doing something that is complete, you know. Wow. Wow. Oh, great. And we've used all our Loki's tricks this time. Yeah, okay. 10. No, that's correct. Okay, yeah. I still think we have a very good chance of beating Izanagi, just not like that, where we start bad and she starts with an Athena. Like, that's not very typical. I've never seen it before, really. Yeah, that's good for us. We were more worried that she just burnt everything and had one mega card. This isn't so bad. Our lack of soul extraction is a bit scary, though. Yeah, it's happening now. Osiris. 7. That sucks. That really does. We can certainly play for Armageddon, I think. 17. We'd need 2 turns. I don't think we've got 2 turns. I think Osiris can... Yeah. 6, 4, 20. 5 hits, 6 times 30. Yeah. We don't have the... A single hit should save our life. Although, of course... No, that's not really true either, is it? With the lack of soul extraction... Yeah, that's not really true. Yeah, we can't play for it. Oh, crap. We can't play for Armageddon now. Actually, we might have just lost here. This is a bit too much. Okay, maybe it's not a bit too much. Whatever. Yeah. I think Izanagi screwed that. I think they had that one. I mean, it's still possible, but I think that was a mistake. Yeah. Makes no sense. Why would you do that? That was just stupid, man. They just threw the game. On the other hand, yet again, kind of, if we have an even half decent start, we seem to do just fine. No, not that. Right, GG. Probably could have won the turn before if I'd been smart about it. We do have Rise of the Pharaoh, so we probably just about had enough if we wanted to push. So far, our only losses have been to when we have terrible starts. Like, not even that our opponent has amazing starts, as much as when we have terrible starts, which is probably a good sign, right? It's not about our opponents, like, just in general. This deck is solid enough. It's all about us, and if we start well, you've just got no chance. Talking of starting well, what is this bollocks? Immediately with a Fushimi. What a disgrace. Good one. The silly thing is we still want to be susceptible to rock throw. Just because we really do want to, like, threaten the Fushimi if we can. Yeah, that was just kind of an agreement we made. Copy of Earthquake, copies of Armageddon. Just we can play for those. We might accidentally die to rock throws though at this rate. We do still have a copy of Earthquake. I didn't take that out, right? Pretty sure we do. I mean, I'd be amazed if we lose from here. Yet again, we have smashed it. We are the best. The decimation was probably not what we wanted to take out their hand. We wanted their card draw more than anything. We can just get their card draw out, we win. Yeah, call to arms. Do we have lethal here? Nah, 4 times, yeah, just slightly off. Oh, just beasting it. Just beasting it. This is... I'm trying to now play it from the opposite direction. It's clear that Amaterasu is very susceptible to stuff like soul extraction. Like, you definitely have turns where you need to build up. And if that's broken, I can see why I didn't struggle against Amaterasu when I was playing as Zeus. Because Zeus can like throw down cheap units, loads of bonus devotion, soul extractions all over the place. Amaterasu can't really get started. And suddenly she's in a difficult position. Oh, we're facing ourselves now. This is probably our worst matchup, just because we're not actually built that heavy. For the same reasons that as hell we tended to struggle against ourselves. We can definitely play to it. We can definitely try. Wow, that sucks. Yeah. We're just putting the pressure on a bit. We're saying you have to deal with this. Yeah. So we made a slight devotion gain there. But Loki's trick is useless. Oh, this is irritating. All I want to do is put my mummy in the grave. Is that asking so much? Oh, 8 times 20. That's nothing then. Athena, wow. That's a mistake though, isn't it? Pretty sure that's a mistake. We don't even need to do that. I mean, we can play Armageddon, but we can just wait. I guess that would make us vulnerable to soul extraction. Like, isn't that just too risky? But we do have like a significant disadvantage in hand size. We are actually losing here. I think we have to take a risk. Yeah, I actually think we have to take a risk. How much is she producing? 10. She gets 10. How much are we producing? 12. Okay. And now we're gonna put stuff down. Yeah. We'll definitely soul extract as well if we can. Although I don't know how useful that's gonna be. Oh, Ninkyo. Yeah. Ninkyo is probably more worth than the soul extract. Do we not? Is that it? No other Ninkyo? Okay. You did what you could, right? Or is that 15? So we would be short. Oh, I did not consider that, did I? Oh, I'm stupid. I'm probably the stupidest person in the world, aren't I? Crap. Crap, crap, crap. Yeah, that Loki's trick into Armageddon though. Very nice. Okay, Zeus bolt. You can't Zeus bolt all of it, mate. In fact, you can't even Zeus bolt. You got no chance, bruv. So we win this round. Well played us. I mean, playing against yourself can be very difficult. But, I mean, it was very clear they messed up. There was no need to invest, like that many Athenas on the board. I've just used Loki trick. Well, you have a certain amount of devotion you need to win. Athena only needs like 24, 25 devotion. There's no need to put two Athenas on the board. It doesn't achieve anything. Should I fight against myself again? Oh, I don't know. No, probably not. Oh, baby, I made a mistake. We've already played Tsukuyomi so many times. G to the G. Yeah, don't even have to pay attention to that. I don't know why they did it. Just silly. We're gaining power. Oof. No, it's a devotion gain if they do that. Even if we lose the Taisho, yeah, it just costs them too much. Costs them far, far too much. And if we Fujin, then that's another gain. Yeah, Raijin only produces 4 a turn. This isn't the worst ever board that we've seen, is it? It is completely acceptable. We're kind of playing to Armageddon, but it's a very staggered Armageddon that's possibly not even necessary. On the other hand, we're making losses on our Fujin, which is a problem. Very frustrating. Perfect. Why won't it let me pick up my graveyard? There you go. Yeah, if you want to attack it again, feel free, mate. That is 12 you're spending on that. That's not worth it. That's crazy talk. I honestly don't like anything in our hand. Soul extraction? Must be. No? Well, that is a misplay then. I don't know what else to tell you. That's very stupid. You have thrown the game, mademoiselle. It's not worth it, is it? We have honestly smashed Japanese mythology. I really feel like these games have been ridiculous. Japanese mythology just does not. You can understand why Amaterasu is kind of like the be all and end all, you know, of Japanese mythology. Like the rest of them just can't do anything about it. Excuse me. Okay. Well, this isn't going well, is it? Probably a mistake. I mean, it's just devotion fodder right now. I really would rather see Quake though. But I guess if you don't have it, you don't have it, right? I think that second mummy was a mistake. I haven't really considered that, have I? Yeah, because now I'm kind of in this situation. Yeah, Izanami should only be able to produce 12, so you can't take the Ningyo off the board. That's the important thing. Oh crap, that's expensive. I don't even want to deal with it. GG. Oh my goodness, this is dominating. It just makes me want to more and more and more go back to Norse mythology and try this again with the changes we've made to this deck and the way we're playing the deck right now. Uh, I want to play against Loki. No. I want to... Yeah, I am sure. I want to play against Loki. If it goes badly, it goes badly. But it just gives us a chance to fight just one more Norse god. And Loki's kind of a bad matchup too. So let's just do the best we can. Perfect. So what we'd like more than anything is a soul extraction. Is that correct? Do we go chasing it? I think... Yeah. Okay, so dead. Oh my god, there's really nothing we can do here. Well, we wanted to play against Loki, and I guess we got our answer, right? Short by one. Okay. This is why we have Rise of the Pharaoh. I knew it! What a perfect demonstration of, having Rise of the Pharaoh in the deck. Isn't that just crazy? Genuinely. The biggest issue we've got is we couldn't find a soul extraction though. Even now, we removed everything from the board. No soul extraction. So you have to do it all over again. No, we got lucky there. And there's the soul extraction. Yeah, it's still going to be a tough one, isn't it? Giants throw. Well, Giant's Throw costs 17, and putting 3 mummies back on the board costs 12. So this is kind of a no-brainer. This is probably the closest we're going to get to Call of Arms. I don't know, still kind of sucks though, doesn't it? Well played. I can't do anything about this. Scardy, 6 times 3, 18. Yeah. Yeah, Scardy can most definitely kill that. What do we do then? Play for Armageddon? I guess we play for Seaquake. Yeah, I don't know what else to play for. We can pull it if we need it, it's just kind of difficult to justify, isn't it? We just cannot seem to get the leg up, can we? But that was actually an advantage for us, wasn't it? 15. Oh crap. It wasn't quite the advantage I thought it was. Really seems like we're just playing for Armageddon, I've got to be honest here. We cannot seem to get a leg up on Loki at all. That's not enough though. No, because that's 28, so we'd have to Loki's trick and just take a chance. Wait, no, it's Rise of the Pharaoh. Okay. It's this, isn't it? It's Rise of the Pharaoh. Soul Extraction. Time Reflow. Wait. Is Time Reflow even necessary? Oh. For some reason I thought we had Armageddon in our hand. I don't know why. Because I calculated the maths as if we didn't. Right, Armageddon. Armageddon. Finally! Finally we have a leg up. Loki produces 6 a turn, we produce more than that. Actually, we produce significantly more than that. Let's put Fujin here and say hello. Oh, this was tough. This was tough, wasn't it? And he immediately has the value play. How irritating. And it cost me like 1,000,000 to move, yeah. I really wish it wouldn't do that. But we've now got him locked in. Like, he needs to move before he can actually do anything. That is fantastic. That's probably the best thing Loki could have done. Oh, it's kind of a relief too. So, play around rock throw, put it here. Oh, it took us so long to get the upper hand in this matchup, didn't it? Loki was tough. You gotta give full credit where credit's due. Well, it's not Loki's, it's Dangander, but Dangander was tough. But they just couldn't close against us. We had enough answers when we needed them. We seem to have the right number of like Armageddons now, but we barely use Seaquake. But that's more just Seaquake isn't as effective in Norse and Japanese mythology because of all the 40 and 50 health units. So if we take it out, we will regret it in the faster mythology, like Greek. Oh, smashed it! Absolutely brilliant. Yeah. Even though it seems like our sea quakes don't have a lot of value in this mythology, we have to keep them in because they're invaluable in Greek mythology, which is like a lot faster but a lot lighter. Things have lower health, but you know, like Zeus is just going to bring like all this cheap stuff. Whoa, that was a slog. I don't know if it's just because I'm tired from work, but somehow we smashed that. Like Japanese mythology, we smashed it. Even that battle against Loki at the end. I think finally, by the end, we finally got like a grip on what we're supposed to be doing with Amaterasu, and it took a very, very long time. Rise of the Pharaoh, it just worked, right? It literally saved us at least 2 matches there, at least twice, including the very last match of the campaign, where Rise of the Pharaoh allowed us to time reflow, Armageddon, Soul Extract. Suddenly Loki had no devotion left, and no board. Everything was cleared. Our hand was full. Finally, we had the advantage and we could get to him. Finally. So, in that respect, we played it very, very well. But also, like, this Rise of the Pharaoh is apparently genius. I don't know. Yeah, that's it. I mean, I don't want to get too much into the deck or anything. So of course, I'll discuss it in the deck list. Fantastic. Have a nice day.